Hi, my name is Chris Miller from the Coach's Box Call Like You See It podcast, and it is our pleasure to do the SEC conference preview for Thank God for Football Game Day. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in it. We look at the SEC, and they just are they've loaded up the preseason top 25. Texas opens up ranked number 1 in the country. And they're not a traditional SEC team, but after last year's showing, and Sark's got a pretty good team coming back, and of course, Texas being led by Arch Manning, there's a lot of hype surrounding what Arch can actually do. So we're all really interested to see what Texas actually does, but he is surrounded by talent. It is time for Sark's teams to kind of do some damage and have a chance to play for and win a national championship. Texas is number 1, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, Notre Dame round out the top 5, but the SEC dominates the field of ranked teams in the top 25. As we just said, Georgia at 4, Alabama 8, LSU 9, South Carolina 13, Ole Miss 15, Florida 17, Tennessee 18, and Texas A&M is ranked 21st in the preseason poll. And according to the ESPN Power Rankings, it is Texas, Georgia, and Alabama 1, 2, and 3 in the SEC. There's going to be some hype going in. Obviously, for Texas, as I mentioned, the betting odds sit at plus 270, Georgia plus 400, Alabama plus 500. A lot of people are really intrigued by LSU, and we'll get to that just in a second. The projected final records for the SEC and for the teams in the SEC, by ESPN computer model, everybody believes Texas. The computer models, believe Texas will probably finish at 10-2. It's going to be interesting to see what their Week 1 matchup looks like after playing the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes, and they're favored to win the SEC by 34.1%. Georgia projected to finish 10-2, Alabama 9-3, Tennessee 9-3, LSU 8-4, A&M 8-4, Ole Miss 8-4, and Mizzou, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Auburn are projected to finish 7-5. Florida, Arkansas 6-6, Kentucky 6-6, and Vanderbilt 5-7. Mississippi State projected to finish 4-8. It's going to be very interesting to see. There's a lot of teams in the SEC that have some unproven people that have to actually do something. Again, we mentioned Arch Manning. This whole season to start with is going to be what Arch does, and it's not like he gets some kind of powder puff team he gets to jump in and get his feet wet with. He has to go in and play the defending national champions in Week 1. It is the marquee matchup to start the season. We don't usually see that in Week 1, or Week 2 maybe, but the SEC is trying to dethrone the Big Ten. And for years, the SEC has been the cream of the crop, per se, and now with the expanded college football playoff field, that's kind of changed a little bit. As we mentioned, Arch Manning's going to be a big storyline. Texas, again, is loaded with Anthony Hill, Colin Simmons, Malik Muhammad, just to name a few. These guys are all on the radar for all the individual postseason awards, because that's how much talent that they actually have. We're also kind of want to pay attention to a couple of other players in the conference. Lenore Sellers from South Carolina, he's a preseason all-SEC selection at quarterback. And you have Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. LSU has kind of been a dark horse in what we've heard with our people that have talked to some analysts and stuff about what a team that they feel like could be a dark horse. I'm not sold on them. Obviously, when Coach Kelly decides he wants to buckle down and win a big game, that could change, but they do have a lot of talent. We just don't know if they have enough to get over the hump. Obviously, everybody puts the SEC on a pedestal right now. It's the top 3. As mentioned, Texas, Georgia, and Alabama, they are the big 3. And then you kind of have everybody else in the middle. But again, it's the SEC, so there's a good chance somebody who's not supposed to lose is going to lose to somebody, because that's how much talent is in the conference. So again, will be interesting to see. A couple of key matchups for this year that everybody's kind of paying attention to. I mentioned Texas, Ohio State. That one's going to be big. Alabama at Georgia. Again, now this game is at Georgia. There could be obviously playoff implications because how many teams from the SEC will make the college football playoffs? We will see. There's going to be some other programs that can they get over the hump? Are they going to be rebuilding? Texas A&M is a team that everybody looks for. Are they going to bounce back after a 2024 collapse? Are they going to be a team that has some sort of redemption? They bring back a lot of guys that are starters, and they have a good offensive line. Mizzou's a team that, again, personally, Mizzou fans here, we are from Missouri. We don't feel like they get enough respect. It's one of the only teams. I think it's the only team that finished ranked in the postseason top 10 to not even be in the top 25 this year. So top 10 last year in the final poll in 2024 doesn't even make top 25. Now, again, you have questions at quarterback. Who's going to replace Brady Cook? You lose Luther Burden to the NFL. They do have a lot of really good pieces, but is Drinkwitz going to get them over the hump? Are they going to be able to match the success? For us personally, we feel that if Mizzou can get 9 wins, it is a successful season. They will benefit from a weaker schedule this year playing in their non-conference and where their home games are. So again, we're all interested to see. They do have some incoming transfers, but again, the quarterback spot, as it is in just about every football team, the most important, there are a lot of questions coming in, especially with their depth. Ole Miss, again, is a team that's kind of right there. Will they take a big step? They obviously lose Jackson Dart, who was a great quarterback. Austin Simmons is a guy that everybody's looking at too. That's going to be a big thing, big question for them. And are these teams that I mentioned that are in the bottom? You have Mizzou, you have South Carolina, even though South Carolina's ranked high, there aren't a lot of people who feel like that they're going to make a big push, and they have to face and beat some of these big 3 teams. They've got to be able to win some big games in the SEC to push up. But again, I feel like personally, and I hate to say it because, again, being a Mizzou fan, I think this is a 3-team race unless we have injuries happen, and, of course, injuries do happen. The SEC is going to come down to Texas, Georgia, Alabama. I'm not sold on Alabama. I mean, Kirby Smart has won championships. He's a proven winner. Will he be able to get Georgia back in the title game? Will Sarkisian be able to get Texas and all that talent and equate it to a college football championship? And is somebody please going to beat the Big Ten? Because I can't stand my friends who are all Big Ten fans talking about how much better the Big Ten is than the SEC. We need an SEC champion. I would love to see Mizzou in the college football playoffs. Would love it. I don't think it's going to happen, but you just never know because that's what it is. It's all about football, and you just never know what these kids are going to do. So I'm Chris Miller. I appreciate you tuning in for our preview. And again, if you want to check out the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast, we are usually live every other week on X, YouTube, Facebook. Check out our channels. Subscribe, like, comment. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
This episode brought to you by Off the Rails